Good evening, internet. It is Friday the 4th of August and it is 4:45. And look at this. Take a look around. It is nice blue sky. Even the neighbour's got his push bike out. Can't be bad, eh? Right, so do you know what, I think this is the first time I've been out on the bike for it's got to be 2 weeks, isn't it, eh? It's rained continuously here for 2 weeks. Well, okay, maybe a little slight exaggeration, but most of the time it's rained. And it was raining this morning, but we've had sunshine this afternoon, and look at this, to be fair, the roads have dried up extremely good, eh? So I thought to myself, it would be extremely rude not to nip out. Now this is a ride where it's a last minute decision, it's not planned. So to be honest with you, it's just a ride round, that's it. This is a ride just to get me out the house. There is absolutely no other reason for it whatsoever, apart from the fact, of course, that I love riding a bike. So you wouldn't really think that for the summertime, I mean this time last year we were absolutely cooking out. The heat was, well, you know, I mean it was really hot. We were up in the late, well, you know, high 20s, mid 30s, really beautiful weather. And this year it's, well, I know they say the jet stream has moved, and it probably has, but do you know what, I wish it had moved back to where it bloody well should be, because talk about drenched is an understatement. And yes, I know we need it, you know, I mean down southern Europe and Greece, I mean the weather that they're having there, you know, with all the fires, I mean it is awful, isn't it, you know, let's be honest. But talk about one extreme to another. But still, like I said, look at this, blue skies. It's great, it's just great to be out on the bike. I'm like a kid with a new toy, do you know? I get so fed up of constantly being in the house all the time, you know, I mean it's absolutely horrible, you know. I'm not an in-house sort of person, I'm really not. I just hate it when I'm stuck inside, as I'm sure lots of people feel exactly the same. Right, okay then, so now this is the first time that I've taken the bike out. If you remember, I did a couple of videos really out of sheer boredom. Just, you know, I did the rear suspension link, the bottom link, greased all that up, cleaned it up. I mean it didn't need doing, but you know, you do it, or you know, I've seen and heard things like, oh yeah, you know, took the link off and there was no grease in it going rusty. So I mean, for the sake of doing it, so there was that one. I adjusted, well I checked the chain again, I was going to adjust it again, you know, over 1,000 kilometres, and there was no, you know, there was nowhere. So give it a good clean and a good oil in with the good old Lidl chain oil. And what else did I do? Oh yeah, I put on the monoshock, I took it up one notch, because you know, at the end of the day I'm not the lightest thing on two legs. So you know, I thought to myself, if I take it up just one notch, if I ever do get to do a camping trip, although the world seems against me, but still, never mind, if I do, you know, you've got the extra weight on and all that. So I'll do it one notch this time and I'll see. I can tell the difference. Just taking it up that one notch has just made the bike just that little bit more firmer, yeah, which is great. So yeah, it's obviously worked. Right, where are we going to go? I mean, like I said, this is going to be a we've been here before job. Oh, and there was something else, wasn't there, that I did? I did the I took the rear brake pads out. I mean, it's difficult to hear a lot of times when you're riding, you know, when you are the actual rider of the bike, if it makes that noise. Mine didn't do it a lot, I've got to be honest, you know, but I know some of them do. You know, some of them say, oh, make a right noise on the back. Again, I truly believe that it's the pads, you know, the quality of the pads. I mean, when I took them out, you know, they're not the, I mean, come on, these, I've said it all the way along with Royal Enfield, I love their products, I really do. I think they're great bikes, you know, but I think that once you own one, there's a lot that you can do yourself that will improve the bike. You know, I mean, if you don't want to, that's absolutely fine then, you know, but brakes and things like that, I mean, the brakes work well, they are adequate, they work absolutely fine. I have no problem with that at all. But I do think that the pads, when they wear out, I will upgrade them, you know, and probably I'll go to ceramic. I think I had the ceramic on my BMW for quite some years, and I found them great, you know, I mean, I really did. Anyway, but for now, actually, I'll just try the brake. Yeah, I mean, I couldn't hear no noise. I don't know. We shall see what we shall see. But I mean, you know, these brakes work okay. You know, people say, oh, they're terrible, and you know, they don't stop you, and well, they are. Yeah, I mean, they do stop you, don't they? Come on, you know, that's pretty damn obvious, isn't it? But yeah. Okay, so like I said, this is a trip that you've been on with me many times, because this is like I said, it was a last minute, oh my god, I got to get out of the house. So I think we'll just go, I'm just going to go the back way down the estuary into Odeon. We got a lot of tourists across here now, of course, because you know, it's touristy time, and we get not far from where I live, there's quite a big campsite, and I mean, obviously, you know, we get a mixture. We get a lot from the Netherlands, we get some Germans, a few French go on there, but I'd say the biggest of their customers, the biggest majority of their customers are from the UK. And you know what, I mean, you know, I've got to be honest, and you know, when you look at things, and I know the price of everything is rising, but I was quite shocked. I was talking to someone the other day, and like, to hire a caravan on this site for 2 weeks, it had cost this person nearly €1,000 for 2 weeks. Yeah, 490 something a week it was. So there was him, his wife, a couple of kids, so 1,000 for the caravan. Then you've got your car and your ferry to come over. You come over on Brittany ferries. I think he said it was like €700 on the ferry. So there's, you know, 1,700. Stick your petrol on, you know, from wherever he comes from in the UK, and so say 300 in fuel to do his, you know, his fortnight. There's £2,000. And then you've got your, you know, your spending money. You know, let's face it, you know, we all spend more when we're away, and of course with it being so rainy as well, that's sort of made it even worse, because you know you got to keep the kids amused, haven't you? You know, let's face it. So he's had to do all that, and you can it's going to knock that price up in it, you know. And so you spend all that money and you come across here and it rains for a fortnight. Look at that. I don't know if you can see that dog with his head out. I think the breed of dog is it a Weimaraner? I'm sure it's a Weimaraner. Like there you go. Look at him, eh? Catching the breeze, and why not? Yeah, so it all works out a bit expensive, and if you can go back and say, do you know what, been over there, had a fantastic time, weather was brilliant, kids loved it, on the beach, went out days, or you go back and say, well, I was there for 2 weeks, sat in the caravan trying to keep dry, cost me a fortune, blah, blah, blah. It's not good, is it, eh? It's not good. You can't go up there, mate, it's shut off. There's a big sign. I don't know why they shut that road off. Still, never mind. So the tide's out, and yeah, so I'm still hoping in September at least to get one trip in on the bike, which will be going up to Normandy. I'm going to spend a bit of time around Omaha Beach, Sword Beach, Juno Beach, do the graves, and my favourite place, which is Saint Mary Église. I love that place. Get a good panini there as well, eh? There's a geezer there, got a restauranty sort of place, does a really nice panini. So yeah, so get there. Oh, can we go? Yeah, beat the traffic, eh? I know I'm in no rush, but don't want to get stuck behind a load of traffic. So yeah, so whoa, this one didn't do you know what, I don't know what it is it must be an age thing these days, when I see cars approaching roads quicker than I'd like them to be. I always get this feeling that they're not going to stop. I don't know, never mind, eh? They always seem to stop, but it still can be a bit of a worrying effect, yeah? Okay. Well, you can't believe the change in this weather. To think this morning it was hammering it down, you know, and yesterday, well, I mean, the rain was absolutely awful, and the winds, 90km/h winds we had. I mean, it's just not funny. Just not funny at all. And we have the good old tractors out, eh? Doing their job, and fair enough, why not? Nice person to pull in there, eh? I have to look at some of these trailers sometimes that the that these farmers use, and you have to wonder to yourself, are they actually roadworthy? Or more to the point, are they road legal? I mean, this one here, he's got all his lights on and everything else, but as far as I can see, he hasn't got a number plate on. Has he? No, he hasn't. Look. Hey, got everything else on, but he ain't got a plate on. Now, if that was to happen to me or you driving down, I'm sure that the gendarmes would have something to say about it, but I don't know. I'm not particularly bothered, I got to be honest, you know, but at the same time it does seem one rule for especially bikers, you know. Bikers do seem to especially when I was in the UK, where I used to live, which was Birmingham. Obviously days out from Birmingham would be into the Welsh territory. They got some, you know, some fantastic views, you know, the Black Mountains and the dam, and some beautiful places, absolutely gorgeous places to ride. But the Welsh police, God bless them, and I understand why. I've seen some right idiots the way they ride, you know, going through the villages at absolutely stupid speeds, you know. And of course the trouble is, once that starts, we all get tarred with the same brush, you know. Oh, it's a biker. It doesn't matter how responsible you might be. If the guy that came through an hour before was acting like an idiot, well then you're an idiot as well. So yeah, I do understand why, but yeah, the Welsh police, I remember getting stopped once by the Welsh police for no particular reason. I got to be honest, there was about 3 or 4 of us. We wasn't speeding, we wasn't acting idiots, you know. I mean, we was all grown men, you know. And so why they actually stopped us, I really don't know. And talk about check the bikes out. And at the time, mine was a brand new BMW. I mean, it was about 3 weeks old. I went over it like a fine tooth comb, you know, and I think to myself, okay. Anyway, never mind, such is life. Look, I can't get over there. This is just, yesterday people were wearing thick coats and you wouldn't see a bike on the road when you weren't many cars, you know. But today, look how it's all I mean, thank God it has changed. It's all for the best, yeah. It makes all the difference, yeah. Yeah, look, you can hire a bike. Why not, eh? Oh, that must be a new place there. Fair enough. Okay, now I know this is a place that you're all familiar with. Because we've been here a few times before. Not as busy as I would have expected it to be today. But still, never mind, eh? Whew, get a bit of air in the visor. There are a few more people round than the last time we rode round here. You see that place there, look, where that queue is there, see it there, look. They do an absolutely wicked ice cream, and that's why they're queuing. I think it's all handmade ice cream there, and it is nice. I'm not normally an ice cream sort of a person, but yeah, that is really nice. Now you can actually see that we have got a few more people, look, in the bars and everything else, and why not? Not too sure what the hold up is there. Oh, someone's backing out. As I've said many times before, this little strip along here, well, it's not little, this is where the professional boats are. There we go, eh? What a courteous chap I am. And why not, eh? Why not indeed? If everybody in the world showed a bit more courtesy to everybody else, the world would be a much happier place, would it not? So getting back to the bike. So the next job on the agenda, and I know I keep saying this, and I know I also keep saying this bit as well, it's a job I hate doing, but it's the tappets. And they've got to be done, because I mean, what are we doing now? We're 1,694.5 kilometers, so we're knocking on, you know, we're knocking on, you know, we're coming up to the 2,000 soon. And as far as I know, and I'm pretty sure that they were never checked. Strangely enough, I was reading a comment the other day on the Himalayan site. It's fairly new owner of a Himalayan, and he took it in. He took it in for his 300 kilometre service, and he asked apparently if the tappets were being done. Oh, that's different there, look. They've put all things, and the bars open there, look now, and all that. Anyway, right, getting waylaid again. So he asked them if they'd done it, and apparently the guy at the showroom, you know, the salesman, he said, oh no, he said, if we can't hear them, he said, you know, making a sort of tinging, tapping noise, we don't bother. And I thought to myself, what an absolutely stupid statement that would be. And I have no reason to believe that the guy that put the post on, you know, was mistaken or got it wrong, because that is the sort of thing that I truly believe that would be said. You know, I mean, okay, we all know the saying, you know, and I go along with this as well, that a noisy tappet is a healthy tappet. I'd rather have a loose tappet. I mean, I'm not on about, you know, loose as flopping around, but you know what I mean. You know, a little ticking noise. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that at all. But it's okay making that statement, but the thing is, you know, the thing is that any clue to, oh you are, yeah, likewise it's all right saying a noisy tappet, but what about if the thing's that tight? And let's face it, when these come out the factory from new, yes, they're set, we all know that, but they're not, the chances of them working loose rather than tight isn't very good. You know, if anything, the tappets are going to get tighter, you know, so they need to be checked. They really do need to be checked, you know. Now I know these weren't checked. There was absolutely no way were these checked when they did my 300, well, sorry, it was 500 kilometre service. They were not checked. So certainly before this trip comes up, I need to check them, you know, I really do. And as much as I hate doing tappets, I mean, I love working on bikes. I always do, you know. I like doing my own bikes. I enjoy doing it. But tappets, oh, it's just one job I don't like doing, but it's a must and it's an important job. And don't we have a gentleman behind so boy? Anyway, yeah. So that's got to come up within the next few weeks, I think. I mean, to be fair, I suppose I should have done it. I should have done it while the weather was bad, yeah. But instead of slipping into a depression, look at this, eh? You wouldn't have seen this yesterday. I don't know whether if that's too far for the GoPro to pick up. Hang on a sec. There's me trying to look, and I've got cars and buzzes all heading my way at the moment. Let's try again. Look at that, eh? Beach is quite busy, eh? Oh, Transalp there. Nice, an old Transalp, the same as mine. Looks in nice nick. So yeah, there's the upcoming job then, the tappets. I just I don't know, I just think it's quite bad. You know, I think, and I've said this in so many of my videos, Royal Enfield as a manufacturer, excellent. You know, I really do think so. I think what we'll do is, I think we're going to go back. I'll have a ride back round this way and go back through the port again, eh? Battle the traffic. We could have gone the easy way and it would have been quieter, but it's nice. I do so many videos the beginning of the year around here and nobody sees anybody. It's that quiet and that. And then we got all the tourists. Whoops a daisy, watch your little girl, yeah? Okay. And it just gives a sign that we do have life in this part of France, and we do have sunshine in this part of France. Look at that, what a view, what a view, eh? I can't get over how many people was on the beach today, but you know, again, fair play to them. Like I said, if they've come over for a holiday, they don't want to sit in the caravan. I mean, I got to be honest, as I'm sure that you've seen on the views I'm going to put on from the front camera, I haven't got my Airtex jacket because it's not that warm today. In fact, the trusty Himalayan says it's 24 degrees. Well, I suppose that's not bad really, is it? 24 knocks them off. We're probably looking about 21, I suppose, 21 degrees. But there's a bit of a breeze because we're right next to the ocean, so I don't know. I suppose when you sort of look at it, I'm 66, so I feel the cold. Believe you me and the coldest. I'm sure anybody follows me, they will know I don't do cold. I hate the cold. So yeah, I would find it not that pleasant today, sat on the beach. But you know, any clues? What's going on? What's going on? Hey? So yeah, me on the beach today? No. Me on a bike today? Oh yes, I say. Oh yes. I am as happy as a pig in poo, if you excuse the expression. Right. I love this view coming down here. I never get tired. Do you know what? And I've said this before. I'm saying this a lot in this video today. I've said this before. I love. How you going? I never get tired. I never get tired of this. I don't. You know. I know we all take for granted where we live, and I sort of get that. But I love the ocean. I really do. tell you, it is, oops, automatic visor, it is quite blowy today, you know. Yeah, quite blowy, but everyone's out and it's nice, eh? Because this is what it's all about, isn't it? This makes you, well, it makes me anyway, it just makes me, I love to see people out. Look at this, it all comes out. I mean, all this lot here, look, you know, I mean, a few weeks ago, even a few weeks ago, that just wasn't there. Motorbikes out, there's quite a few out today, you know. It's great, and I love this, well, I know we could call a biker's code. I mean, it ain't really, it's being civil to people. I'll wave to anybody, me, you know, they don't have to be a biker, you know what I mean? It's just happy, it's happy, I'm happy. Oh dear. Tide's coming in. You probably saw me looking at some bloody, that then half looked like a guy that I used to know. It wasn't him, but yeah, I tell you what, one thing you have to keep your wits about here is that when you get all the holiday makers down, and it, like this bit, to be fair, isn't that bad because this is like the port, so, but you get the little kids, you know, and I know, you know, I've got kids of my own. I've had 7 kids, and trying to control them sometimes, not all together, I must admit, but no, you know what I mean. Trying to control them can be a pain in the butt. And you do have to be a bit careful sometimes because they just appear, you know, fly out from behind cars and all sorts. Still, never mind. I've lived here long enough now to be looking, and it says, like, you see the quayside here, you know, I mean, it's open and there's the shackles, look, for the boats. You'd be surprised the number of people that fall over them. I mean, you really would. I saw a few years ago, it was an old lady, she caught a footy when she went flying, you know, straight in the water. I mean, God forbid she was okay, but you know, it could have played out a lot different, eh? It really could. Right, let's have a think. Wherefore art we going? Push bikes are another. I mean, I love push bikes, you know, I got a push bike myself, but they do sometimes tend to think that they are the only ones that's on the road, and they dart. Oh God, I didn't think he was going all the way around there. They tend to just dart out from everywhere, and if you're not careful, you do have to have your wits about you, hey? It certainly changes it from when I was riding round here a few weeks ago, doesn't it, eh? And you think about it, August, well, yeah, okay, stupid boy, it's the 4th of August today. What I meant to say was, starting from this weekend is like, we used to call it when I lived in the UK, the industrial fortnight, and it's like the French equivalent. So it'll get a lot busier now, you know. So believe you me, everywhere will get packed, which of course is fine, because that's what it's all about. Everybody's trying to make the money, the shops and the restaurants and the bars, because they don't exactly have a huge season to make the money. I don't know how some of them survive. There's that many of them. Whoa, yeah, look, there's a, oh, I don't know. There's a little lad on a bike here, and the car's just had to slam the brakes on for him just. I really, you know, I do get it that everyone should be doing their own thing. You would think that the mother would be riding behind though, and the little lad or girl, I don't know what, oh, well, we've gone our separate ways now, so that's and she's only just noticed, I think. I don't know. Oh, good. I shouldn't be criticising, should I? I shouldn't. But when I take my kids out, I go behind them so that, you know, the cars are going to sort of come to me first rather than the kids. But that's just me. And like I said, I shouldn't criticise, but road, especially when it's just a bit of a worry this time of the year, because the roads are that busy, you know. And that little lad or little girl, bit hard to tell with an helmet on, didn't seem to be that road sensible. So there's quite a debate about side stands and Himalayans, and I actually did put a post on a Himalayan group the other day saying, you know, what's everyone's opinion of it, really, because I know on my model, the Euro 5, or is it the BS6? Is it the BS6? I don't know. God knows. Anyway, the 2022 Euro 5. From what I'm led to believe, Royal Enfield actually shortened the side stand, but it's still, for me, it still seems to be very upright, and I've stopped a few times where the camber hasn't been in my favour, not hugely. I mean, you know, you look where you're going to stop, but only slightly, and you can't, you know, you just daren't get off the bike because it ain't going to happen. It will fall over. And so I thought to myself, I wonder, you know, if I'm sort of gonna shorten this side stand a bit, you know, and if I am, by how much, you know. And there was a couple of comments come back that people have shortened them. There was a couple of comments saying, oh yeah, don't do it, it'll wear in. I'm not too sure that's the case. And there was comments as well, and rightly so, oh, you can go to Hitchcock's and they sell an adjustable one. Well, they do, you know. I've been on the Hitchcock site and they do sell an adjustable one. It's not cheap for the start off, and secondly, to my way of thinking, an adjustable anything is going to be weaker, you know, especially if you're going to use the foot peg to get in and off, which I do. You know, I mean, I've only got little legs. I've only got short legs. So I sort of stand on the one foot peg and sort of, you know, throw the other leg over. Well, not throw it over, but you know what I'm saying. So anything that's adjustable, to my way of thinking, would seem to be like that. It's not going to be so strong, is it? So if I was going to do it, I'd do it myself, and literally I would cut out a piece to whatever length I decided to do it, and then I would put a solid steel insert in and weld it all up. Now, don't get me wrong, I am not the best welder in the world, but even I, you know, because the steel's thick anyway, so even I could do that, just about. Yeah, so but I'm not too sure. I need to gauge it all up first, because one thing I don't want to do is go and cut the side stand and then find that the bike falls over the other way. I mean, you would feel a right and utter plonker, wouldn't you? You really would, eh? Oh dearie me. So I think the best thing to do with that is to get the bike. So say for instance, I thought 10 centimetres, no, 10 millimetres, 10 centimetres, bloody hell, 10 millimetres, 10 mil would be the way forward. Then what I would do is I would get 2 pieces of wood which are 10 mil thick, and put the front and back wheel on it. So you've raised the bike 10 mil, so put the side stand out, see how it goes on that. If you're comfortable with that, then that's what you're going to take off the side stand, yeah? Whether it be 10 mil, 5 mil, I don't know. I just maybe 10 mil would be too much, you know. But I do think that it needs it. And I was listening to one guy, and he said when he got it all loaded up on his camping trip, actually I think I'll go down this one, I will indeed. I probably didn't did I want to go down this one? Probably not, actually. Isn't it great when I ramble to myself? Actually, route to Bar A, okay. But what we're going to do is we're going to cut up here. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Look at this. This is quite impressive here. This building here, this was an old school years ago, and they've redeveloped it. Well, not all of it. They're in the process of still doing it, and some of it, I believe, are apartments, some are offices, and yeah, nice, eh? Anyway, back to the side stand. So just let this cyclist go by, because I don't want to go flying out there and upset him. Actually, instead of coming down this way, I think we'll go around the old square. We will. Hey, we'll have a ride round the old square. I don't normally shut it off yet. So yeah, this is something that I'm gonna say. Yeah, the bloke. Sorry, I'm waffling on far too many subjects. This guy who loaded it all up said that when you've got the weight on, it does actually make it even worse. You know, it makes the bike even more upright. So yeah, because I got to be honest, you know, people go on about all sorts with these bikes, and one of the things that's mentioned is the seat. Now, I quite like the seat. I do. I find the seat to be excellent. In fact, I watched the video yesterday of Harry from Latvia Moto on about the seat, and I'm with him. You know what I mean? I think the seat's great. I really do. I think it's well comfortable. It's not hard. You know, I think it's comfy. I think it's great. Where am I going? I want to go down there. And apart from him throwing the saddle and or yeah, I get it, but it was funny. I do like his sense of humour. Anyway, so yeah, one little criticism that I have got of these seats though, and I don't know if it's just me, but you do, or I tend to slide around on them quite a lot, which you have to excuse the voice here. It's a wee bit of an uneven bit of road, so I'll probably sound a bit strange. Yeah, I tend to slide on this seat. I don't know. Maybe there's something that I could possibly put on the seat that would possibly make it, I don't know, a bit better. I'm not sure. Oh, I think he changed his mind. I'm going down here though. There you go. Right, put the visor down. But yeah, I quite like the seat. But one criticism, and I've had it all the way along with this bike, considering it's a smallish bike, it's probably one of the worst bikes that I've ever had to get on and off. And I don't know what it is, you know, but yeah, I just find it really awkward to get on and off this bike. Probably, I think what makes it worse is when you've got a rear case on, like I have, because it's a short wheelbase bike, which it is, when you throw your leg over, you tend to kick the box, which, trust me, it can hurt your ankle. And when you've got the panniers on the side, the Royal Enfield or the Jivvy ones, they're high. They actually sit higher than the seat on the bike. Well, I have enough trouble to clear the seat as it is. So when you've got them on, it is an awkward bike. I always remember when I picked it up from the dealer, because I had the Royal Enfield panniers and the mounts put on by them prior to me picking it up. Now, I'd sat on it in, or not this particular model, but a Himalayan in the showroom, and I was well impressed because it felt right, you know, it felt nice. I could flat foot it, which is really nice, and I thought, yeah, you know, this bike's for me. So when I went to pick it up from the dealers, I went to get on it, and it had got all the boxes on, and I thought, how the hell am I going to get on this? You know, I mean, I just couldn't seem to get my foot anywhere, and you feel a right plonker because everyone's, well, not everyone, but you know, the salesman's there, and this place that I bought it from, they take a picture of everyone that buys a bike, you know, they put it up, or I think they even put it out on their Facebook page, and so she's there with a camera, you know, and there's me trying to get on the bike. Oh dear, never mind, eh? I put it down to an age thing. Nothing with being too short and fat, mind you, but never mind. But yeah, so that is, it's not a criticism, it's a point. They are a difficult bike. I think they are. They're not the easiest bike to get on and off, and it's a shame, really. Like I said, if they were no boxes at all, then it doesn't really make that much difference. It's just with the boxes on, with them being a short wheelbase, if you've got a top case on, it cuts that down, and with the two side ones on, that makes all the difference as well. But you know what, I still love this bike to absolute bits. I mean, I do, you know, I really do. Well, okay, I haven't heard one noise from my back brakes, not one. So I'm taking that's a good thing. So maybe I'm not saying what I do is right by any means, but you know, you saw what I did on the video. I took them out, I give them a very, very light rub over with a bit of low grade sandpaper, just to take the shine off them, and I give them a dangle clean with brake cleaner spray. And I've got to be honest, I can't hear any noise. So yeah. One thing that I have noticed today, like I said, this is the first time that this bike's been out for 2 weeks because of the weather. Now let me just make a point here. The garage, my garage, it's a dry garage. I mean, it's an integral garage. It's part of the house, and so you know, there's no condensation gets in there, and you know, so yeah, that's fine. But I'm looking at the bottom of my Speedo today, look, and again, I don't think the GoPro's going to pick this up unless I sort of, I don't know whether you can see that. It's anyway, and we've got condensation. Now, I know they suffer from this, which, really speaking, it's not really on, is it, Royal Enfield? I mean, come on. How long have you been making the Himalayan now, and how many times have you had this complaint, you know? And yes, I know you can get onto them and they'll send you a new set of clocks under the warranty. I get all that, but that's beside the point, isn't it? Get it right. It can't be that. In actual fact, I've heard people, well, in desperation, that they've given up, and apparently you take them apart yourself, and they've sort of, or they say they've cured the problem, and they probably have, because I've no reason to disbelieve them in any case at all. So I think maybe I can't see the point of sending off through the warranty for a new set of clocks, to change them all. I mean, I know it's no big deal to change them, but to change them and to do it again, I think maybe do it yourself, get it sorted, because you don't want condensation in there, do you? You know, you really don't. And it is only in the one clock, you know, I've got to be honest, it only seems to be that one, the main clock. So yeah, talking of warranties, I read something, and I don't know how true this is, but somebody said, because I think everybody knows my take on the after service of the dealers, so I'm not having mine done the next time. I'm going to take the servicing over, but anyway, but somebody says that if you prove to Royal Enfield that, and you keep all your receipts, you know, for oil filters, tools to do the job, blah blah blah, that your warranty is upheld. Now, I don't know so much about that, to be honest with you, but I certainly think it's worth, I know I'm nearly home, but while I'm talking about this, I'm going to ride down to the next island, because that's where I should have gone, but yeah, anyway. So I certainly think that maybe it's worth contacting Royal Enfield themselves in India and maybe seeing what the stand would be on this one. I mean, at the end of the day, they can always say no, and if they do, that's fine, you know. It won't change my mind, because, you know, when you buy a brand new bike, the servicing, you know, the first few services are critical to how that bike is looked after, you know. You run it in right and it's serviced right, that bike will last you. So I'm afraid that after the first one I was totally put off. So either way, that's what I'm going to do. But yeah, I mean, it would be nice to have the 3-year warranty, and I do find the price of the servicing for the Royal Enfield charged by the dealers isn't, and this isn't just in France. You hear this, that was a big hornet flying my way. You hear this from dealers worldwide. I've heard it said over in Australia, America, the UK. So come on, you know, yeah. But I will do that. I'm going to send Royal Enfield an email and just say, right, you know, I'm not happy with the servicing, I'd like to service it myself. is there any way that I can stay within warranty if I, you know, if I keep proof of purchase for all consumables used, and I don't know whether it's tools, but I'm not too sure about that. We will see, but yeah, it would be nice to know. Right, so I'm gonna go to the island, I'm gonna go around the island, and that's about it for today. I'm sure you've all had enough of me, but you know what, after being cooped up for 2 weeks, well, the man's got to do what a man's got to do, and in my case, that's talk, innit, eh? Do you know what, I do find the balance on these bikes are really good. You know, you can almost bring them to a complete stop and stay there for a few seconds, and even wiggle around and stay there. They are an extremely well balanced bike. So like once you've actually got on it, you know, thrown your leg over and ripped your knees off the boxes and rip your shins apart, but once you're on it, they are a fantastic riding position. I love them to pieces. I was looking at, do you know what? You know the 350. Is it the 350? The Meteor, the 350 Meteor or the 350 Classic. Do you know what? I think they're a cracking bike. I really do. You know, I was looking at the 500 Bullet, but that's a bit. It's a bit. You know, I don't know, something about that. It's not. And the Interceptor. Do you know what? I think the range of Royal Enfield, I think, is absolutely brilliant. I like their bikes. You know, I really do. I know there's some people on the internet who quite openly say, "Oh, they're a load of rubbish." Well, you know what? That's your opinion, you know, and of course this is my opinion. You know, I think they're a cracking bike. I really do. You know, what can I say? Let's not get political. Anyway, right. So this is. I hope you've enjoyed listening to me waffling on the way that I do. It's been great for me. I've got out. That's all that matters. I'm looking forward to the next one. I want to go I've got to get somewhere different. I don't mean a road trip, but certainly further afield. You know, a couple of days out. It's a bit awkward for me at the moment because I got all the kids off school. The wife hasn't broke up yet. But the week after next, the wife's on holiday for 3 weeks. So yeah. It's gotta be that I can get out, eh? And do a couple of nice days out. Right, okay, listen, I hope you've enjoyed this. I've enjoyed it. If you do like this sort of stuff, if you like listening to me go on and on and on, I'd love you to subscribe. I really would. You know, the channel's building slowly, but hey ho, get in there, hey. Alright, thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Take care of yourselves, enjoy yourselves, see you soon. Bye for now.